YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be looking at the chart for Pope Benedict, who recently passed away. May he rest in peace. If you look to the eastern horizon using sidereal Vedic zodiac, not Western tropical zodiac, you would see the constellation associated with Pisces rising at 17 degrees. We're going to look at and see how the planets are operating and how they affect his karma, and then we'll see when they're operating and what could be done to strengthen the chart. So first, looking at Sun. Sun rules the sixth house. Sixth house has to do with delays, conflicts, health issues, and so he was the oldest pope, to become a pope. So there was some delay there, and Sun is associated with heart and health. He had heart issues, had a couple of strokes. Then any multicorna sign 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11 that's in the 6th, 8th, or 12th house becomes functional malefic and can cause harm through aspect or conjunction if it's within 5 degrees. So Sun becomes functional malefic, and then we have a weak moon. Any planet that's more than 25 degrees is said to be in old age and cannot protect or promote its own significations. So moon is also associated with heart issues. And as I said before, he had a couple of strokes. Moon is ruling the 5th house of creativity and education, and it's placed in the house of income. So his income came through teaching. He was a theological teacher much of his life, and made him very compassionate. 5th house has to do with languages. He spoke 7 languages fluently. Mars is ruling the house of wealth and fame, and it's placed in the house of happiness and family. He was in the military, and in fact he was a pilot and flew the papal helicopter sometimes. And it made him very ambitious and eloquent. Mercury is ruling the house of partnerships, and through, for anybody who become pope has to have a lot of relationships within the church to rise to that high level. And it made him also, he was a writer and a very good eloquent speaker. Jupiter rules the house of career, and it gives career as a spiritual, theological teacher and writer. Many of his writings are published. Venus brings some vulnerability. It's ruling the house of life changes, death-like experiences, and this affected his judgment around not exposing the misconduct of a lot of priests. Venus, yes, sitting in the house of success there. Then Saturn, which is also functional malefic, ruling the house of spiritual growth through letting go of attachments. It's placed in the house of good fortune and beliefs. Very, very, very strong faith in the Catholic Church and God. And then we have Rahu and Ketu. Rahu and Ketu both giving ambition for spiritual career. Let's look at the timing of events. So he became a priest in 51 during a Jupiter period. Jupiter, associating with the career, with Jupiter sitting in the house of spiritual growth. Then in 77, he became Archbishop during a Mars period, giving him a lot of recognition. In 91, he had a stroke. And that's during a Venus period. Venus, again, ruling the house of death like experiences, chronic heart condition. In '02, he became cardinal during a Mars period, also giving a lot of recognition, ruling the house of recognition. And then in '05, he became pope, and also had a stroke, a milder stroke during a K2 period. K2 causing unexpected events, and also sitting in the house of career, giving that highest goal for a spiritual career. In '06, he was very highly criticized by his writings about the Muslim religion during a Jupiter period. Jupiter sitting in that house, the 12th house, spirituality, but also can create some controversy or conflict or separation. In 2013, he retired during a Sun period. Sun, again, um, causing a change in his life there. In uh, December 31st, 2022, he passed away. May he rest in peace during a Saturn period, Saturn having to do with longevity. And it's interesting if you look at the transit chart, the circular transit chart on the left, the outer circle is where the planets were when he passed away. The inner circle is where the planets were when he was born. And you see that K2 and Rahu are at 17 degrees, which is the rising sign degree. That means they are afflicting 6 out of his 12 houses. Most importantly, the 6th house of health, the 8th house of death like experience, and the 12th house of end of life. What could we do to strengthen the chart? Well, he's had a whole life of service, so he's automatically transforming the malefics Rahu, Ketu, Sun, Venus, and Saturn. And the other planets could be strengthened with gemstone for Sun, Venus, Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Moon. Or my favorite remedy, which is a kavach, a protective shield, a silver locket containing the Devata yantras for those planets. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to get a reading, you can, or learn Vedic astrology, you can go to vastucreations.com.